So I believe on Carlos had a question of how we would determine how long illegal immigrants should be in the United States. And for that, we have a proposition. It'd be landlord tracking. We would ask the landlords wherever they're living, how long they've been there, and just asking questions. And then there would be a steep penalty against false accounts. So that answers that. For the crime, the illegal immigrants contribute to crime. I have a couple of quotes from Life Science, Technology, Health, and Environment News. For instance, reasons commonly cited for the paradox of first-generation immigrants, especially Mexicans, are motivation to work, ambition, and desire not to be deported, characteristics that predispose them to low crime. Sampson also argues that contemporary immigrants tend to come from a multitude of cultures around the world where violence isn't rewarded as a strategy for establishing reputation or preserving honor, as in American street culture. The second quote is, the pattern of immigrant generational status and lower crime rates is not restricted to Latinos. It extends to help explain white-black differences as well as black success. We're so used to thinking about immigrant assimilation that we fail to fully appreciate how many immigrants themselves shape their host society. And my last one is Harvard University sociologist Robert Sampson examining crime and immigration in Chicago and around the United States to find the truth behind the popular perception that increasing immigration leads to crime. Summarizes patterns from 7 years worth of violent acts in Chicago committed by whites, blacks, and Hispanics in 180 neighborhoods of varying levels of immigration. And they want to enforce the rules, which would be continuing deportation. And if we would enforce it more, we would have to enforce every single illegal immigrant. I have a quote from Mike Allers. He's quoting from CNN.com. He said, it would cost at least $94 billion to find, detain, and remove all 12 million people believed to be staying legally in the United States, the federal government estimated. Oh, and this figure was estimated by Julie Myers, who's head of Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Now, if we're in a troubled economy, how can this help us? If we need to focus more on our economy rather than deportation, because deportation would just add to the economy. And according to their negative that Amnesty does not help the economy, I have a quote from Chuck Baldwin from USA Today. He says, tens of thousands of jobs created by the economic stimulus law could end up filled by illegal immigrants, particularly in big states such as California, where undocumented workers are heavily represented in construction. Experts on both sides of the issue said. Also, from the Advocates for Human Rights, they say immigrants stimulate the U.S. economy by paying sales, property, and income taxes. In this way, immigrants support our markets and contribute to society. In addition to paying sales and property taxes, undocumented workers who do not have a Social Security number are able to file income taxes using an individual taxpayer identification number, ITIN. The special number created by the IRS allows individuals to pay taxes regardless of their immigration status. By paying income taxes, undocumented immigrants are able to document their experience, verification that would be necessary if they are eventually offered and earned past legalization. This would be an incentive for them to come out and try to be legalized, and the Amnesty would help grant this. Now, to reiterate the point that Chris and I have been arguing, is that security and effect of no amnesty is an elastic way when it's understood. Immigrants, legal and illegal, are not the only ones that are being incarcerated. When it comes to prison systems, most opposing groups will turn their heads and focus more on immigration population in prison. What about the native-born American citizens that are also in prison? From the Boston Globe, Jeff Jacoby states, while immigrants, legal and illegal, account for 35% of California adults, they represent just 17% of the state's prisoners. Men born in the United States are incarcerated in California prisons at more than 2.5 times the rate of foreign-born men. So that's 2.5 times more. Not less, but saying it's more. It is common for most people to forget about the other thousands that contribute to our prison population, and it's easier to focus on illegal immigrants. When it comes to immigration reform, one of the major points against Amnesty is that illegal immigrants cause crime and poverty. It's easy to blame crime rates on illegal aliens.
Yeah, you're a minute over.
Oh, I am.
Yep.
Should stop.
Yeah, you should stop.
Okay.